The HAVENBELL Trilogy, Book 2, The Scepter of Zane, written by Allison Hunt, copyright 2011. Chapter 8, Aztrac. The high tide landed on Aztrac during the evening, but weary from the sea, the crew unloaded immediately. Trillium, unafraid for her safety, went on a night hunt for fresh meat. Since the land was not inhabited on the surface, there was a plentiful amount of animals. They had a nice roasted feast that night and camped happily beneath the stars. In the morning, they held council on their plans. Farisef announced that they were to cover the land in a parallel line, perfectly spaced so they could see as much as possible. They unloaded Ivory, and Trillium mounted her. She was to be the one to enter the underground city alone. They only got 50 feet, and Trillium started shooting. Everyone jumped into attack mode from the commotion. By the time they knew what was happening, every centaur was dead. Trillium? Farisef flew to her. They want the horses and are working for Duran. They were going to attack us and take Ivory and our ferry. Alan told me the truth and let me read all of the messages. No one is allowed to harm him. He is the one who knew all of their plans and chose to protect the council. I had to protect us. If Trillium failed at entering their city, they would have to turn around and go back to the ship. They were to try to ride the crop chute if entrance was denied. If Trillium was captured and didn't come back to the surface, Farisef promised to wait for her and send the rest about their quest. Trillium tried to persuade him to go with them, but he refused. Trillium informed Farisef that the Aztracs had a seeing tear to Duran and might be working for him. If their plan is to trap me and the horse, and in trapping us traps you, then we shall both die. Then let us hope that is not the case. They looked over the land for many days. They heard and saw nothing. No noises or crop plates, just the wilderness. They were going off of Trillium's memory alone, and it had been many summers since she last walked this land. There were no structures or changes in which to identify anything. Towards the final days of the search, they were ready to give up. As they pressed, Trillium's amulet began to glow. She stopped and talked to the thin air. I am Trillium, child of harmony. I wish to speak to Denzer alone. I shall leave my weapons out here and bring the horse in. We mean no harm. Nothing happened. After many summers of practice, she was now excellent at speaking the ancient tongue, so she tried that instead. I am Trillium. I've been here before. Please grant my passage, me alone. A huge square disguised as earth elevated above the ground. It was metal and empty inside. Farisef kissed Trillium. I love you. I shall wait. She walked Ivory into the box and smiled at him as they descended down into the hole. When the Aztracs took her into the room in which Denzer was seated, he didn't look very happy at Trillium. He spoke in the ancient language. How dare you bring so many on our land? We have eyes and weapons all over this place in which to kill anyone who enters our land. It is in the treaty you had us sign. The only reason I didn't kill you is because we saw who you were, and you happened to be on a winged horse. You should have left them all by your ship. This mini is an invasion. It's not an invasion. We need your help. With what? That other man, the one you gave the seeing tear to. He is a bad man. He took my daughter and started a war. I care not for your quarrels. Leave us alone. We want nothing to do with it. You don't understand. He is very dark and very powerful. What he wants affects even you. He seeks the scepter of Zane. Interesting. What do you request? We want a tear from you, and we need you to hide the Pegasus here, away from him. He gave her a tear in a black velvet sack. Has he ever spoken to you? Only twice. He said the peace agreement was sealed and that he would keep others away from here. The second time, he told me that the land was in peace. He never asked anything from you? Did he ever ask about the scepter? No. The rest of the time, this tear has been sealed. It's none of his business what we do down here. Hide the horse for us. He has one, and we can't make them reproduce. We must unite them and try again before they perish. You must get the other to us as well, then. You really seem to think that this man's rule would be evil. Yes, and he has my daughter. We will hide your horse, but only a large ferry may retrieve it. We trust them, not you. We will do this on one condition. Never open that bag. Trillium bid farewell to Ivory and Denzer and surfaced. Farisef was overjoyed, and they began making their way back to the ship. After she left, Denzer's second in command questioned him. "Why didn't you just use a tear and tell her where they are?" "I was ordered not to." "If he gets the scepter, he may kill us all for siding with his enemy." "Giving her a tear increases his struggle. It'll slow him down. She'll eventually look, and if he gains the scepter, we will have no choice but to give the horse to him, for he shall rule us all."